Jacob stood on the edge of the river Jabbok, the cold night air wrapping around him like a shroud. He watched as his family crossed to safety, leaving him alone with the weight of his past. Tomorrow he would face Esau, his brother, whom he had wronged years ago, and fear gnawed at his resolve. The river's gentle murmur was a small comfort, but Jacob felt utterly alone, the weight of his past pressing down on him. He knelt, his whispered prayers rising to the silent sky, seeking solace and guidance. Suddenly, a presence emerged from the darkness. A figure, strong and imposing, stepping out from the shadows. Without a word, the stranger gripped Jacob, and they began to wrestle. The river bank became their arena, the night bearing witness to their intense struggle. Minutes turned into hours as they grappled, neither gaining the upper hand. Jacob's muscles screamed in protest, the biting cold seeping deeper into his bones, yet he refused to yield. He wrestled not only with the stranger, but with the doubts and fears within himself. Each move was a prayer, a desperate plea for strength. As the first hint of dawn painted the sky, the stranger reached out and touched Jacob's hip. A searing pain shot through him, momentarily crippling. Yet Jacob held on, his grip unyielding. "Resolute, I will not let you go unless you bless me," Jacob declared, his voice hoarse but resolute. He held on with every ounce of his being, his eyes locked on the stranger, pleading for acknowledgement and grace. The stranger smiled, his eyes filled with profound understanding. "Your name shall no longer be Jacob the deceiver, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with man, and you have prevailed." A calm washed over Jacob, a deep knowing that wrestling with his fears and questions was part of the journey. Holding on to God through the struggle had brought a blessing greater than he could have imagined. From that day forward, Jacob walked with a limp, a constant reminder of the night's struggle. Yet he walked forward no longer afraid, ready to meet his brother and face the future with faith and courage. He embraced his vulnerability, knowing that strength was not the absence of weakness, but the courage to persevere through it. The wrestling match had broken him, but in breaking, it had remade him anew. The journey to meet Esau was still fraught with uncertainty, but Jacob carried a quiet confidence, knowing that he was not alone. The memory of the wrestling match was a constant reminder of his resilience and faith. As he walked, he prayed, not for an easy path, but for the strength to navigate the difficult one. He sought not to avoid the struggle, but to find God within it, trusting that every trial had a purpose. The limp served as a humble reminder of his humanity. He was no longer the cunning Jacob who sought to manipulate his way through life, but a man humbled by his encounter with the divine. Each step was an affirmation of his new identity, Israel, the one who strives with God. He understood that the blessing was not in avoiding the struggle, but in embracing it with unwavering faith. As he approached the meeting with Esau, he prayed for reconciliation, not dominance. He trusted that God would guide their interaction, transforming animosity into forgiveness. His heart still bore the scars of past mistakes, but he refused to let them define him. He chose to embrace the possibility of redemption, believing that God's grace was boundless. As Esau drew nearer, Jacob steeled himself, remembering the stranger's words. He was Israel, one who had wrestled with God and prevailed. He chose forgiveness over vengeance, humility over pride, and faith over fear. He ran to meet Esau, not as a defeated man, but as a brother seeking reconciliation. Esau, initially wary, saw the sincerity in Jacob's eyes. He witnessed the transformation, the genuine humility that replaced the old deceit. Old wounds began to heal as forgiveness flowed between them. The years of animosity melted away, replaced by a bond of brotherhood renewed through grace. The encounter at the river had not only changed Jacob's name, but it had redefined his purpose. He was no longer running from his past, but walking into his destiny. Jacob learned that it was okay to wrestle with life's challenges, for God's blessing came not despite the struggle, but through it. His story became a testament to the transformative power of faith and perseverance. He carried the name Israel with pride, a symbol of his journey from deceit to truth, from fear to faith. Each day was an opportunity to live up to that name, to strive with God in all things. His limp became a symbol of resilience, reminding him that even in weakness, there was strength to be found. He embraced his imperfections, knowing they were part of his story. Jacob's encounter with the mysterious stranger transformed his entire life, teaching him the profound lesson that blessings often come disguised as struggles. His story echoed through generations, inspiring countless others to hold on to faith amidst their own wrestling matches, trusting that God would never let them go. Through the darkness of the night and the pain of the struggle, Jacob found his true self and became the father of a nation, his legacy marked by courage and unwavering faith. And so, the story of Jacob's wrestling became a timeless reminder that our greatest blessings often lie on the other side of our most challenging struggles. For it is through wrestling with our doubts and fears that we, like Jacob, can emerge stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace our true purpose. Embrace your struggles, for within them lies the path to your own transformation and the discovery of the Israel within you.